Hello. Today I'm going to show you something I've been working on for the last week, which is a setup for the Launchpad family of MIDI controllers. You can see my collection laid out here in front of you. Uh, Before I got too far into actually making instruments, I wanted to make sure that it would work for each family that I have available, um, and if and also to provide a place where if someone comes up with wants to try it out with, for example, one of the minis, I have a place where I can say, okay, this is how I support multiple devices, and let me add another device. So on the side here, you have the Launchpad S, which is the first Launchpad controller I got. Very different beast. You can see it has a lot less pads. It's also a bit, it's less colorful, less bright. It only supports basically blends of red and green. So it's a very different beast than later models which had full RGB. So here you have the Mark II Pro Launchpad, and these I'll explain why there's two. And then here you have the Mark III, which has the most rows, also very nice clickable physical buttons instead of side pads. Also has a nice rainbow that just turned on because I haven't been doing anything. But these are a good kind of cross section of the launch pads that have been around. There's one before this, but uses the same method, it seems like. And then there's a few kind of peers of each one of these that hopefully will work with the mechanisms that I've used, or that I can adapt otherwise. Anyway, so what I've done is just to make sure that I could get input from all of the family, make sense of it, and also to paint notes on them. I'm not doing this as just the screensaver, but in a minute you'll see it turn back on. So what I did was just make a crosshairs that's controllable with these pads up here. And if I press one of the buttons, I can control it on all of the devices. So each one of them is sending the information, sending a message, for example, a control in most cases, to this little waveshare board. And then the waveshare board sends it on to the rest of them. It knows that the state has been updated, something has moved, and all of them have to be redrawn, and it redraws them. So this unit is connected directly to the waveshare board on its host port here, and then the waveshare is connected to the computer. The rest of them are routed on the client side. In other words, they're all connected to the computer, and I use this program called MIDICon to connect them all together. So on the client side, on the computer, there's three ports. I found this great library that demonstrates how to do multiple virtual ports on a single physical port. And I set it up so that there's a virtual port for each family: Mark I, Mark II, and Mark III. And then on the host side, I think if something is connected to this port right here, I set up handling on the host side to detect what type of device it is and to use different methods to paint it, depending on what device it is. So I'm pretty pleased with this, and I think it's a good starting point for making things like a new version of my Launchpad guitar fretboard. You can see here I could do a very long neck with four of them, and I'll link to that video in one of the cards. But I also wanted to do maybe bigger versions of some of the stuff I've done, where you have a visualization, like an animation. But particularly with these three, you could have a wider animation where information moves back and forth. And then with two of them, you can cover the full range of notes that are available, at least with MIDI. With three of them, you could do fun stuff like microtonal instruments and things like that. So I'm looking forward to doing it, but I'm glad I took the time to make sure that it would work for all of the launchpads I have available, and then it'll work on newer ones. I have friends with newer ones, and I want to make sure that they can use what I'm making. So doesn't make any sound, doesn't do anything else, but it's still a pretty big achievement for me to kind of put this all in one place. I'll link to the source code in the description, and trust me, there's going to be some more interesting stuff built on top of this very soon. Anyway, thanks for your time, and I hope you enjoyed it. Bye.